Thanks for joining us on Arirang News. I'm Kim Dami in Seoul. President Yoon says South Korea and Japan are moving on from the painful past and moving forward together towards a new world, as called for by Korea's Declaration of Independence. This came on Friday at the UN's Memorial Hall in Seoul as President Yoon made an address in light of the 105th anniversary of the March 1st movement, a series of protests in 1990 against Imperial Japan's colonization of Korea. Yoon, while calling Japan a, quote, partner again, as he did during last year's ceremony, also showed his hopes for expanding bilateral cooperation in light of next year's 60th anniversary since the two established diplomatic ties. He also said the March 1st movement will finally be complete when the Korea achieves unification, which means every Korean enjoying freedom and prosperity. So it's March now, which means the government deadline for doctors to return to their work and patients has passed. Some have made it back to work, and the government is preparing to take legal measures for those who are refusing to do the same. Our Lee Si-hoo has more.
Thursday was the last day for the resident doctors in the country who left their posts in hospitals in protest of the medical school enrollment quota increase to return to duty without bearing legal liabilities. Beginning in March, the government will begin administrative and judicial procedures for those who don't. Second Vice Health Minister Bang Min-soo has previously warned that the ministry would, quote, follow the laws and principles according to the current Medical Service Act to penalize medical professionals not complying with the government's order to return to work. He said measures such as medical license suspensions of at least 3 months or official indictments are inevitable. Up until Thursday, the ministry's inspection teams have been checking the statuses of doctor absences. From this point on, the ministry will notify individual doctors of their failure to follow the duties outlined by the law and the corresponding legal consequences. During the process, doctors will have a chance to defend themselves through statements of opinion. Meanwhile, the health ministry invited resident doctors for a closed-door meeting in Seoul on Thursday afternoon. The ministry has yet to announce the exact number of doctors who attended, only stating that at least one did. Following days of government return-to-work orders, some trainee doctors returned to their posts. According to the Health Ministry's announcement Thursday, as of the day before, a total of 294 doctors at 100 hospitals have returned since resigning. At one hospital, 66 doctors have gone back. As of Wednesday evening, a total of 9,997, or around 80% of resident doctors in the 100 major hospitals in the country, have submitted and maintained their will to resign. Of them, 9,076 have left their posts. Lee Si-hoo, Arirang News.
South Korea's exports were up for the 5th straight month in February, and chip exports were behind yet another on-year rise, jumping nearly 67% last month. Not only did the figure grow for the 4th consecutive month, but it also recorded the sharpest increase since October 2017. Data released by the country's trade ministry indicates overall bound shipments were up 4.8% on-year to over $52 billion. Now, exports to China dropped 2.4% during the same period, but South Korea still saw its first trade surplus with Beijing in 17 months. Imports were down over 13% on-year at $48 billion, leading to a trade surplus of $4.2 billion. A relief convoy in Gaza has become the site of bloodshed. At least 100 Palestinians were killed in the incident, with the exact details of what happened remaining unclear. Our An Sung-jin brings us the latest.
More than 100 Palestinians rushing for an aid convoy in Gaza were killed on Thursday, but accounts of what happened are contradictory. While many details remain unclear, eyewitnesses say that Israeli troops fired shots as people rushed toward a rare humanitarian relief convoy. Palestinian officials said many people brought to hospitals had gunshot wounds. However, Israel stated that the death toll is largely due to a chaotic stampede and that shots were only fired as warning shots when the crowd approached them.
No IDF strike was conducted towards the aid convoy. I want to repeat that. No IDF strike was conducted towards the aid convoy.
The chief military spokesperson added that the Israel Defense Forces were on site to protect the aid convoy of at least 18 trucks coming from nearby regions, such as Qatar and Saudi Arabia, to reach its distribution point. Arab countries such as Saudi Arabia and the spokesperson for the UN Secretary General condemned the violence. U.S. President Joe Biden acknowledged the contradicting sides and expressed concerns in the complications of negotiating a ceasefire.
We're checking that out right now. There's two competing versions of what happened. I don't have an answer yet.
Are you worried about...
The relief convoy was a rare humanitarian aid for the northern part of Gaza. According to the Gaza Health Ministry, the chaotic scenes also left more than 700 Palestinians wounded. An Sung-jin, Arirang News.
South Korean novelist Han Gang has won the Emile Guimet Prize for Asian Literature for her book, I Do Not Bid Farewell. The award was announced on Thursday local time, though Han did not attend the award ceremony. The book, published in 2021, tells the story of 3 women during the Jeju Uprising in 1948. It also won the Prix Médicis for foreign literature last November, which is one of France's 4 major literary awards. That is all we have at this hour. We'll be back at 6 p.m. Korea time. Thanks for watching.